On tonight's show, we have not one, but two very interesting guests. One guest is a musician in the South Asian fusion band who also collaborated with Nelly Furtado and has an engineering degree from Concordia University. Our other guest holds a chemical engineering technology degree from Ryerson University. Not only is he a social media marketing specialist, he teaches social media and effective speaking at Concordia University. Our two guests put their talents together and are collaborating on something very exciting that we'll be sharing with you tonight on Rob's Inner Circle. Don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are. We'll be right back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rob's Inner Circle, broadcasting live on my personal Facebook page and the Bobby Short Shorts YouTube channel and on the Rob's Inner Circle Twitch account. Thank you guys for tuning in to what is going to be an absolutely amazingly exciting evening because we have two absolutely amazing guests that will be tickling your fancy tonight. Thanks for joining in, everybody. The usual shout out goes out to our good friend and producer of Rob's Inner Circle, Miss Jenny Duhame. And also another shout out to the newest member of the broadcasting family here on production, our techie Patty Saragosa, who's in the back taking care of all of the announcements coming up. So to both you girls, thank you very much for being there, for making this show an absolutely great show. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so we wanted to give out a word of a mention over here to our good friend Patricia Chica, our producer from Montreal, who is now a member of the Canadian Cinema Editors Association. Congratulations to you, Patricia, on behalf of myself and everybody here at Rob's Inner Circle. Good stuff. So, guys, before we go into our weekly ritual, we ask you to go onto the Rob's Inner Circle podcast that you'll find on the Bobby Short Shorts YouTube channel, along with the other playlists that we have. We also have our sitcom that is being produced by Bobby Short Shorts. You can get all of our previous episodes on there and the current episode. Tonight's show on the podcast is going to be broadcast a half hour after it is over, so you guys can catch it up on there as well. You want to go onto our channel, you want to subscribe, you want to give us some likes, some shares, some nice comments. And of course, you want to hit that notification bell, because every time there's a new something going up, a new post, a new production, you'll be the first to know. So guys, I think we're just about ready to go to that weekly ritual. Of course, you're all in your pajamas and you all have your glasses of wine ready, right? Yeah, cheers. And both our guests have their glasses of wine tonight. So just letting you know, guys, that tonight's broadcast, the wine we're drinking, once again, is this wine that we love. It's called Medoro. It's a Sangiovese. You can get this at your local liquor store, and no, it will not put you out of business. It's quite affordable. So, guys, let's just calm down and slip into our chairs there and let the pressure go down as we await the moment that we'll be bringing on these two amazing guests. It feels good. Yeah, our two guests are backstage and they can't wait to come on, and we can't wait to have them on either. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's showtime. Let's get it on. Let's bring on our two guests. Our two guests are here tonight to talk to us about a new amazing technology. It's live streaming, live concerts in HD, a new way of doing things. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are. The representatives of UB Now, Mr. MJ Plebon and Mr. Qurram Hussain, better known as Q. Welcome, guys.
Hey, Rob.
Welcome to Rob's Inner Circle.
What's going on, Rob?
Guys, this is really, really exciting. I'm glad that you're both here. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure, Rob. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I saw in the intro that there was so many of you, and I got excited. I was like, what? You're multiplying. You've got doppelgangers. Your effects are through the roof, my friend. We are hiring you for our productions. Okay?
Guys, you heard it here first. I just got a job. And you know what? This just comes at a right time because I'm out of a job right now. Like, I can really use this job. You know what? After the show, not only are we having a wine party, we're going to have a serious discussion here with our producer.
Yeah.
So, guys, we'll have a talk. You know what? This deserves a toast, guys.
Yeah. What am I drinking this crap for? Yeah, let's get the real.
Hey, where's your glass of wine? There you go. You guys, cheers on your project and much, much success to both of you.
Thank you so much. I think one of the things I want you to get started on right away is to multiply MJ. There's not enough of this man to go around. He's been doing such amazing stuff. We all want a piece of him. He's getting requests from everybody.
Q has some favors he wants to ask me. That's why he's being nice right now. Usually it's quite the opposite. Why haven't you done this yet?
What are you guys do? If you tune into Daily Struggles, our sitcom, we have this character named the Douchash, the Impeccable. He's our genie. So he can grant you any wish.
Okay.
So, guys, we can talk about that also. So, after the show, we have a few things to talk about.
It's definitely, look, you need every team needs the guy who's the dependable go-to, and we're lucky to have MJ who's been able to do that, so that and he's so nice, he doesn't say no, so we just keep asking. So it works out for us.
well, Q, you know what? Since you have MJ in such high esteem, well, that's our cue to start off the show with Mr. MJ, Martin John Plebon.
Oh, he told you blew my cover. There you go.
Oh no, bad boy. Am I going to prison?
No. Everybody asks me what MJ stands for, and I just make them guess forever. And but now they know. It's out. It's okay.
They didn't hear anything. I'm telling you, they didn't hear anything.
I don't think my wife knows my name either. But anyway.
People don't pay attention, right? You know that. So MJ, we can start off with you. Tell us a little bit about what this whole project is. You Be Now, how you got to meet Q, and how this all started.
Well, how I got to meet Q was through a bunch of his colleagues, whatever, that were working on I guess it was Cygenics was your previous job with Raj, right?
Yes, that was, so that was just, quick edit is that was the job that I had before I went full-time into music. So Raj and I, our main man, we have a history. I used to be more in technology until I got into music full-time. And then the pandemic brought us back together for You Be Now. So anyways, continue, MJ.
Yeah, I met Raj at a networking event. I had lost, I do online marketing for companies all over the place, and I lost a client. So I figured I better go out and start networking and get some more business. And Raj and I were the only two that were over 40 years old at this networking event. So we kind of bonded. And anyway, I started working with Raj, and he's the CTO of another company. We started working there, and it's a B2B industrial type of business. And then he calls me up and he says, "Hey, we've got this thing we're working on, and we want to run it by you." And he started telling me about this idea called You Be Now. And obviously, with the pandemic and everything else, venues are hurting big time. I used to do a lot of the social media work for Sir Winston's Churchill pub on Crescent Street. And, they're closed down. All the venues are closed down. So people are having a rough time. Artists can't perform just because of all the restrictions and everything else. So he started telling me about this technology that these guys were putting together. And it sounded really interesting. And I said, okay, fine. I said, I'm not a computer programmer. Where do I fit in? And he says, we need you to do the social media promotion once we get everything up and running. So I'm going to let Q talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts of You Be Now and all that. He can go into a lot more detail. I'm more on the branding and promotion side. But Q, you take over from here, pal.
I can do that. But I also want to ask you about how many late nights you had to spend at Sir Winston's Churchill pub working away and slaving and having to stay there like night after night and after night. Man, you're a hard worker, and that's that was part of what attracted Raj. He always said that, every time I call MJ, he's always at Winston's, and he always sounds really happy. So I think that was you fit right in the team in that sense. But I mean, as far as the technology goes, being a musician and an artist and stuff, obviously travels stopped and stuff, and a lot of people started live streaming and just staying relevant. There were platforms that were building the monetization engines, which requires you to have a protected stream where the tickets that you sell, and you sell them a link to watch it, is protected and stuff. Now, people were finding ways around doing things through Zoom and some other platforms and stuff. But the problem that we were always observing, and me as an artist, I did a couple of live streams as well, is that there was no audio quality guarantee. And no matter what, all of these platforms would respect the video feed first. If there was any buffering, if there was anything falling short, it was always the video that would be protected. So that being said, as a musician, this is where Raj, our CTO, he also noticed that, that this would be an important thing to attack for musicians as a start. That idea grew, and then he found a way. He built the technology. It's our stream that guarantees high quality audio, video, and then right down to the player that you're viewing it on, everything remains high quality. So anybody who's going to pay for a ticket to watch a live virtual event or an experience or a concert, as we call it, they want to enjoy it probably on a big screen, probably on, with big speakers and stuff like that. So we want to make sure we give them the experience. And that's how it started. As the idea started getting polished, and as we started chipping away on how to make this better, then we started making it more generic. We started making it more of a live virtual event space, not just for music. You're free to use it for whatever you want. Plays can come on there as long as the venue where you're broadcasting from can support it. And then the last piece of the puzzle came with the thing that I just mentioned, which is the venue. Because a lot of the artists or of any virtual event were being put in this place where everybody was saying, you know what, put a setup at home, use our platform, use your cameras, use your lights, and then stream to us. And then that becomes, for a lot of artists, that's a lot to do. Especially, if you're on stage doing anything, you want to concentrate on the performance. So then we started finding venue partners. And at that point, what happens is that as an artist, you just have to go and perform. Whether you're putting up a play, whether you're putting up a dance performance or a musical performance. Your job is to go and perform. And that makes the headache of the technical stuff off your shoulders. And so this kind of this ended up landing in that good sweet spot where you're offering enough technology to the average artist to be able to take advantage of, a guaranteed high quality, high video audio stream, and a protected stream, so you can actually monetize it. People charge tickets and kind of take it from there. So that's where we landed, and we're now at the point that we've started holding virtual events and really diving into stress testing the system properly.
Okay, so MJ, you're part of the pie. What you're doing there is actually you're commercializing it. What is it? It's you're taking care of the social media.
Yeah, obviously we're selling tickets. So the more tickets we sell, and the better it's going to be for the artist, the better it's going to be for us, the better it's going to be for the venue, because we sort of split the profits, three ways. And one of the things that we found is that they're artists and they're really good at what they do. Social media, not necessarily so. And I see this even with business owners and entrepreneurs. They're really good at whatever their passion lies. When it comes to marketing what they do and marketing it online, that's when they start to really struggle. And one of the challenges of social media and doing any kind of online marketing, and I realized this after I've been teaching this at Concordia for the last, I think I'm going on year 5 now, every semester that I teach my course, I have to rewrite about 30 to 40% of it because that's how quick it changes.
Okay.
You know, so anybody that's taken my course last year, probably most of it's outdated, or a good portion of it is outdated. So it's always moving, and there's no way for an artist or a company of actors or putting on plays, whatever. They cannot keep up with all the changes that are happening with social media, with advertising, with marketing, and everything else. That's where people like myself come in to help out. And one of the things that we really concentrate on is the Facebook platform, which is Facebook and Instagram. And one of the things that I don't know if a lot of people know this, people know that when they go visit a website and then they go onto their Facebook or their Instagram, they get bombarded with a lot of advertising from that website. It's almost like they're following them. One thing that a lot of people don't understand is that Facebook knows more about you as an individual with your own Facebook profile than your mother. They know you better than your mother, than your girlfriend, your significant other, than your kids. They know everything that you do on that platform. So what we are doing for artists is we are attracting or going and cultivating all of the followers that they have on their Instagram profile, Facebook profile. And we are cultivating that and then asking Facebook to promote their art, their craft to a larger audience. So not only do we sell tickets for the venue, we also then train Facebook to go out and find other people that are definitely going to be interested in their brand of music, their style of music, their genre, or whatever their performance is. And Facebook's very good at that. I do that for businesses that do other things. And once you get a customer list or a list of followers, it's quite amazing what you can do with that. Just a little bit of a tidbit. That's how Trump won the 2016 election. He spent $1 million a day on Facebook ads. Wow. And he knew exactly who to target, where, and what state, and they only concentrated on the swing states, and he won simply because of the marketing that he put together for that campaign. So it's scary in a lot of ways, but it's quite interesting. As a marketer, it's wonderful technology to utilize.
So any artist who's going to sign up for UB Now is going to have a concert with MJ on board. With what you're saying, this is very reassuring, and good results are to be expected. The way you're speaking.
I think, Rob, if I were to add to that, this is the power of virtual, right? Like besides the fact that MJ mentioned that, of course, finding new people that will like your style of music and all that stuff, that's great. But you're not limited to any geographical constraints. And because the event is virtual, anybody can join in from anywhere in the world, and MJ is free to market that particular artist and their type, their genre anywhere in the world. So you'll find followers that you never thought existed because your genre of music, even if you're a basic rock band, there's a lot of places in Eastern Europe, in South Asia that really love rock music more than in North America. So now you are free to really go out there and get those people watching and get a whole new fan base. So for the artists, it's empowering. We're just letting them know that, okay, try it out, because there are people all over the world that would probably like your music, and now you have a way to get the music to them. That's the idea.
We've been speaking of music for a while, and I just wanted to take an opportunity to talk about you're a musician. You're in a fusion band named Josh, which is very popular. It's a Montreal-based band, I believe, right?
It was Montreal-based. We moved to Toronto, both of us. It's two of us are the main artists in the band, and then we always have a backing band. And great pronunciation, by the way, of saying Josh. I know you were practicing all day, and
yes,
you really got it right.
Well, okay, so you're what? You're a musician. You're a guitarist, I would believe. The guitar gave it away. Yeah, you're probably a guitarist, right? And you sing as well?
I do. Yeah. So I in my band, I do most of the music. So I play keyboards, I play guitars, I program the music and stuff, and obviously we get in musicians as needed. My bandmate, he does more of the business side of things, but we come together as both as singers as well. So on stage, both of us are singing with the backing band. Sometimes I'll play the guitar. He plays all the South Asian percussions, the Indian percussions, the tabla, the dholak, and stuff like that. So he'll get up and jam with those if needed and stuff. So we and it's been a long journey. It's a 20th year anniversary for us this year. So thank you, and so and then that's it. Like it's been fun because as a South Asian artist, we were blessed, and problematically the industry is not about a lot of royalties in their structure. South Asian, like even though we were signed with Universal Music India, royalties is not something that was built in to the way music works there. So you had to travel a lot because concerts are what constantly keep you busy and keep you traveling. So we were blessed to have seen the world, and that's also why there's this unique perspective of I've been in so many places in the world where our music has hit home, and we're a South Asian pop band, and we've performed at Quebec City's festival where there's nobody but French people, not one Indian, brown, South Asian person. They don't know our songs, but they just love the music and they were enjoying themselves, So besides being in different parts of the world, and we were traveling every 2 weeks before the pandemic hit. And so it's there's so much out there that an artist's music can offer. And really people are always looking to expand their musical horizons and stuff. So this all felt good to kind of join in with UB now and kind of be the connector to the entertainment side of things. Having a technology background helps a little bit, but generally I'm kind of like the person who will be able to say, okay, I think this is how the artists are suffering now. I can speak to artists. I'm a little bit of an ear to the ground of the community and stuff, and I'm very happy to be doing that.
Just before we go back to MG, one final question. You collaborated with Nelly Furtado.
We did. We were lucky enough to get some great opportunities in the beginning, and I think that's also the power of being in Canada, because there's such a variety of music and cultures here. And I remember this was very new for its time, because Nelly grew up in Vancouver, and her best friend was an Indian girl, a Punjabi girl actually. So she was always exposed to Indian music and stuff like that. So when Powerless was coming out, which was quite a long time ago, the trend of the time was to get a reggae mix of your song, a house remix of your song, different genres of that nature. And she wanted an Indian remix. And we were on her management's radar because we had approached them to make an original with Nelly. And they said that, look, the album is locked, but we like your music. Do you want to make the official Indian mix version of the song? And we kind of just made it our own song, because we're not DJs. So we just reproduced it, we sang on it, and we kind of later, our DJ friends were like, you took it too far. They just asked you to do a remix. You guys made a new song, But we're like, that's all we know how to do, They're like, you're not supposed to sing on it. Who told you to sing on it? And we're like, what? We weren't? But luckily she loved it. The whole team loved it, and it was a really big success for everybody. And it really opened up South Asia for her. And then we toured with her. We did other remixes for her, and then we ended up doing more stuff for when Priyanka Chopra came out with her song with Pitbull. We did a mix for that and stuff like that. So we kind of found those were our fun collaborations, but our concentration was always on our original music. Through we had 4 albums out and stuff like that. But those were the really fun, interesting things to do, because you have to step out of your element. And we're happy that they ended up being successes. And so that we can talk about it and remember them fondly. Otherwise, I would never mention it. There's some stuff you're not going to hear. It's just going to be in there.
MJ, I want to go to you now. We have a couple of musicians, some artists in the audience tonight. Namely, one is David Sean and Michael Anchor's Music. A shout out to both of you guys. Thank you for tuning in along with the rest of the audience. MJ, the artists that can sign up with UB Now, they don't have to be like worldwide, professionally known. Could it be like an artist like at any level, someone who's starting off?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, we're in the process. We have one licensed UB Now studio that we're operating in Montreal, and we're in discussions to open up several more in Toronto, in Montreal, and a few other places. It could be anybody who is starting off. Right now, we're concentrating on groups that have some type of following. But as we get our feet wet and get the ball rolling, really, our vision is that anybody who wants to perform should be able to use this platform for, as a vehicle to get their art out there so that people can see it. Now, most artists, even if they're just starting off, will have some kind of following. They'll at least have their mom. Okay, mom will always follow you, but then there's a few other people in that, and it's a lot of work to build that following. So that's why that's my involvement with UB Now is to help the artist nurture that following, grow it, get more of a fan base, and like Q said, it doesn't have, if it's a Montreal-based band, it doesn't have to be Montreal-based audience anymore. It can go internationally very, very quick. And that's, again, the beauty of the internet and virtual performances.
Okay, I have a question, MJ, okay? You take this up and rising star, I don't know, call him Bob Dallas, okay? Bob Dallas has been playing, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years. He has a couple of singles he's put out. He wants to do a show, okay? And now he approaches MJ and Q. So, guys, I want to do a show, and it's like I want to live my dream. It's as if I'm at the Molson Center, at the Bell Center, and I want to be able to perform. So, take it from scratch. I'm seeing you guys. I want to do a show, and how would we go about it? Let's say from the beginning.
I'll let you go, Q, and let's start it off.
So, you know what? First of all, actually, Bob Dallas is a really good name. So I don't know if you if that's your stage name from.
It is.
Okay, there you go. Right. I knew that was too good to come up with on the spot.
You're too good. You're too good.
Well played, sir, Mr. Dallas. Well played. So look, the idea is that the artist would go to ubnow.com. There is a big fat start button as you scroll down, and that's where you register yourself. You register yourself, and then tell us a little bit about yourself, and then your request comes to us. Okay, we look at you. MJ studies you, your profile, where you stand, because that all helps us place you better as to in the volume of concerts that are coming in, as well as we can give you advice on timings and stuff. Now, the other good thing is that what we've noticed is that artists, when they come on, for example, if they were going to come on to the venue, and now because it's a worldwide time zone that you're dealing with, you can do multiple concerts in the same day. So you can time it so that you do one in the morning, that will be evening for the UK, or maybe in South Asia, you can do one in the afternoon, which is evening for the UK, and then you do one in the evening, which is evening for North America. So if you are a newer artist, an artist, maybe the volume is better. We can gauge all of that. Then we get back to you, and then we say, okay, we received your request, and these are the dates. Let's pick a date, and we book you. We'll give you the structure that we're offering as far as the revenue model and the revenue split is concerned, and how that works out. Because to keep it fair and easy to everybody, we've come up with a 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 revenue split. 1/3 for the venue, because the venue has put the investment in, got all the equipment together. 1/3 for the artist, because the artist is the main draw, of course. 1/3 for us, the technology partners, because we've put all the technology and all the stream protection, monetization engines. We've built that and put that in. So that way, now you can get a new audience, because we are putting in the marketing and all that stuff. MJ is in putting the effort. MJ and his team, they're getting everything together to get the word out, and then you just come in and perform. So the other thing also that we're getting is that it's not just for artists, because if you are a promoter, or if you're a manager where you have multiple artists under you, or you are a label that has multiple artists under you, you can come and register also, and then we'll talk to you a little differently, because then we'll get your artist roster and we can see all of that and then place different artists together and stuff like that. And this also gives us a chance, depending on how you want to build the show, because sometimes you have the ability that you want multiple artists to be on the same show. So what you can do is we can put 2 artists together, and we have the ability to even have 2 artists coming from different places, right? And you can build it so that, okay, you know what, you've got the artist coming in from Montreal, but you want somebody to host the show, but they're coming in from another city. So we can bring them in from another city. He's hosting the show, just like this particular event that's happening, because Rob, you're somewhere else. Like, I'm sitting in Toronto right now. You're in Montreal and stuff. So we can do all that mixing and matching. And so we want to help create those experiences and those events so that it becomes a better overall show. That's why we're working very closely with the artists that come on board right now.
Okay, Q, what is the email where we can contact you? Let's say Bob Dallas wants to contact you. Where is the email that we contact you at?
Listen, Bob Dallas can email every personal email on UB Now. All right,
No,
Bob Dallas.
I'm not just trying to say at large, not only for myself, but actually for the audience at large.
But,
what is
for
the email?
For anybody who wants to contact us, it's info@ubnow.com.
Okay,
info@ubnow.com. Exactly.
Okay.
And then they can also go again on ubnow.com, and they can read the stuff there. There's contact information there as well.
So on UB Now, they get all the contact information, as you're saying. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'm coming to you. I want to have the show. Let's do it. Great. Is there an initial cost to sign up? Does it cost the artist and something like upfront to be able to do this show?
No, we haven't. No, there's no upfront cost at all, because that's why we want to make it so that everyone comes on and tries the stuff, gets a feel for it, and we don't want to scare anybody away. We're at this phase that we're building this. We've put a lot of hard work building everything, and now we want everybody to come in and try it out and get a feel for how the team is, because like I said, we're working closely with everybody. And look, man, in my experience, I've met a lot of artists, and some of the artists just need they're great, but they just lacking a little bit of guidance, maybe in the marketing department, maybe in the putting together a well-produced, entertaining event. Some artists are very good at being the artists, and so I think within the skill set that we have, and with our technology being the backbone, with MJ and his team taking care of really getting the word out about the artist, I think that we can achieve some great magic here. So that's why we want to encourage everybody to get in touch with us.
So you're saying there's no cost entailed whatsoever, either to sign up front or at any point. It's just like, let's just do this and we just share the revenue type of thing, right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
it.
And you know what? You gotta have faith in what you're doing as an artist too, right? That's what we also promote, is that we're all in it together right now. Even as what the world is going through, we're all in it together. So it's the same mentality that we want to bring to our business model, and so that's our idea right now.
Okay, so let's say I'll give you an example. A bunch of podcasters would want to get together, and is there any way that it could be possible that we could have podcasters doing their live stream on UB Now?
Of course. I mean, look, it's the same thing. I mean, you have a camera feed, and we will tell you certain things to do that can go through our system, which means that your feed and can be protected, which means that you can have a ticketed podcast show where if you're having a discussion with really special people and you want to monetize that stream and you want to make it a ticketed event, sure, that's not a problem. We're ready to do that.
Okay, so MJ, let's say, okay, I wanted to put together. I'm a venue, and I want to sign up. I say, you know what, I'm interested. I want to do the UB Now thing. I come to see you. What are the requirements? Is there an investment on my part? Is there anything that I have to do in particular if I want to be a venue hosting these shows?
That's a good question. And yeah, for the venue operators, there is an investment. There's an investment in the hardware, so that when we take the sound and the video feeds, I think you had mentioned earlier, we don't compress the sound like YouTube and Facebook Live and all these other venues or online systems do. We don't compress everything. We bring it in, we synchronize it, and we push it out. That's why the volume or the quality of the sound is so good, and that is why the video quality is so good. So there's a little bit of hardware to buy. The studio or the venue may not have enough cameras or any cameras. We're assuming they have a stage, some lights, a soundboard, and a technician possibly to help out in that area. But there will be an investment in order to get the hardware itself. And then there's the training that goes along with it too. We've got a full team of very dedicated and really crackerjack computer geeks. They're good. They're smart. And they'll walk through the venue operators so that when they're ready to do a production, technically, as far as the technology goes, they're not going to have an issue. We're going to be there to back them up. We're going to be there to support them. And once they can stand on their own 2 feet, it's their oyster to develop and show to the world. So they can get all the venue or all the acts to come into their venue, and it could be an international event. Not a problem.
Okay, is this like a one-time deal for the investment for the equipment?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a one-time investment that they'd have to make, and that's to get the hardware and the training and everything else all set up. And then once that's done, they're a licensed UB Now venue. So if we find artists who come to us, or if managers or promoters come to us and say, "Hey, I've got a couple of groups here that are really good. They're really interested in gung ho to do. Where do we go?" Well, then we can funnel the artists, whatever, through, the closest venue operations that we have signed on. So, we can feed them with artists and possible acts going down the future, and they can find their own as well. So it's again, there's such an opportunity with this, especially going virtually worldwide, that it's for the early adapters that are getting on board now, it's a good thing. That's for sure.
Okay, let's say you have, for example, even a web series. It could be a possibility as well. Let's say you stage, let's say, a launching of a web series, an episode coming out whatsoever. It could be done that way as well, right?
I don't see why not. If you want to monetize that and sell it like a pay-per-view type of thing, or pay for the series, like if you're buying your Netflix monthly fee, whatever, it could be something quite similar to that as well. Again, we can have plays, we can have a lot of different. We can have magicians, we can have comedians perform. It really doesn't matter. We even thought, that you got a lot of these street artists that will do a piece of art in about an hour. We could have that as an event, and then auction off that piece of art virtually online to anywhere in the world. So there's a lot of quasi-famous street artists out there that have a following. We could film them and have them on it, and people could watch for the 1 hour it takes for them to create this artwork, this piece of artwork, and then we can have an auction and auction it off. So that way everybody shares in a little bit of a revenue stream. So there's lots of again, we're only scratching the surface of the possibilities.
We can also have MJ just go on live and just call our whole tech team a bunch of nerds. That's a magic trick that he just pulled out just right out of the blue. You know, that's
yeah. I know, Rob. We have a meeting at UB now after this show, and I know I'm going to get.
That's gonna be hard.
My God, how many meetings you got? You got the meeting that I'm hired. The other one that we're supposed to have our wine party, and then you know, are you going to be okay to have the meeting?
We're going to have to push that meeting up to discuss your musical career, Rob. That's now that cat is out of the bag. We need details.
Oh my God, this is cool. I mean, like I'm disturbing everybody's agenda just for my meeting about my musical career.
You guys. That was your agenda from the beginning, okay? And it's become very obvious now. So
it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it, guys. We're going to become millionaires. I'm telling you. I'm so bad that people are actually going to pay to watch me. Hey, MJ, our producer Jenny here has something here. If we have time, MJ should tell his story, his wrestling story at the WC Pub. What's that all about?
Oh, okay. I was at Sir Winston's Churchill Pub.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm sitting at the bar. I've got my laptop out, and I'm actually working. I'm putting on some social media updates for Sir Winston Churchill Pub at the pub. Of course, I have a beer beside me. This guy comes by and he says, "What are you doing?" And I'm going, "I'm working." And I told him what I was doing, and he starts to laugh. He says, "You know what? I've been coming here for a long time. I've never seen anybody sit at the bar with their laptop open and do what you're doing." He said, "You're really into it. And you're not even looking at anybody." You know, he says, there's people walking by and we got a band playing. He says, "You're just sitting there staring at your screen." I said, "Yeah, I'm working. I'm having a beer and doing whatever." I said, "What do you do?" He says, "I'm a promoter. I'm a wrestling promoter." I said, "No." And so we start talking about the good old wrestling days with Andre the Giant and the Green Hornet and Rapapapapatsky, and it goes on and on and on. Anyway, I ended up getting free tickets for me and my family to go to this event, this wrestling event. And I thought initially it was going to be just a big screen TV virtual event, like they'd pipe it through. But no, we went to, I can't even remember the name of the restaurant. We went in, it was huge. There's the ring right in the middle of the restaurant. And we're sitting there having dinner about 10 feet over, and there's bodies flying over the ropes. And it's just, it was a blast. It was a real entertaining evening for my daughters and me, you can imagine.
Did anyone end up in your dish? Like, you know, like being thrown
Yeah. We had spaghetti with wrestling sweat all over it.
With Rapapatsky. Oh, well, that goes back. Was Mad Dog Vachon there?
No, I wish. He was one of my favorites.
Listen, I'm going to point this out, that the time that I've known MJ for, this guy, you know, you get a couple of beers in him, he's a feisty cat. He's a character. I'm sure he was heckling those guys and really being a nuisance. So I'm sure that must have been very enjoyable for everybody there.
Yeah,
you're making new fans over here, MJ. You're getting cheer on here. Wow.
But you know what? UB Now could be a wrestling event. Could definitely be a venue for UB Now too. We can broadcast that out. Not a problem at all.
We just have to ensure the camera is a little bit extra and stuff. But yeah, that's all ready to go.
So Bob Dallas wants to have his show. Do I get to choose my venue, or is like now we got, you know, how does it work? Let's say you got 10 venues. Could I choose my venue?
I think that ideally will match the venue with proximity. You know, that would be logical. Unless, I mean, Bob Dallas is knows of the venues and he insists on going to one of them. I mean, these are all fluid conversations with the artists that we can have at the time. But I do think that we have mentioned successfully Bob Dallas more than UB Now. Now we have caught up. I think we are at par.
And knowing Bob Dallas like we know him now, he's probably going to want to go to our Barbados venue.
You're right. I think that's logical. I mean, MJ is the marketing guy. If he's saying that's required, who am I to say otherwise?
Okay, so I'm the venue owner. Is there a minimal, what do you call the BPS, the strength of the internet signal? Do you need like 100 BPS, 400? What do you need exactly?
So we request a minimum of 10 Mbps upload, which is pretty normal. Like that's a decent level upload speed. We do request that it is a wired connection, that they have the access to have a wired connection, so our system can be plugged in. Wi-Fi is not reliable, and our system depends on that. So just a couple of requirements. They're not. It's not unheard of at this day and time. We're not asking for gigabit and stuff right away. I think that the idea is that, of course, if they have, some venues are much better dressed up, and then they're prepared for a much bigger connection. We can do more with that. But if you're talking about minimum requirements, we land in the 10 Mbps upload ballpark rate.
And by the way, the three guys at the opening there, they did the opening of the show. That was Bob Dallas, Bobby D, and Robert DeLessio, by the way.
Oh, I see. They must be brothers, right? They look familiar and similar.
You know what? They kind of are brothers there, but sometimes, geez, when they start fighting, it's something. Eh?
This is now the mentions of Bob Dallas have officially taken over. They've overtaken.
Hey, and so you're also an effective speaker at Concordia. You teach social media. Tell us a little bit about yourself as a teacher.
Teaching at Concordia is a blast. And what's the greatest thing about that is the students, the people you meet. With social media, I've got students that come in from all over the world. I had a hotel owner from some obscure country in Africa taking my course because he wanted to market his hotel. And Montreal being a very multicultural city, and and people from all different languages and nationalities can come here and find their community here. We get people from all over the place. Anyway, it's really interesting because when you teach continuing education at Concordia, the people there, they're there because they want to be, and they want to learn something, and they're eager to learn things. So it's a lot of fun. And they keep you on your toes. So we cover Facebook, we cover Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. There's about 7 main social media platforms that we cover there. And then I also teach effective speaking, not as often, because again, in the teaching world, it's all about seniority, and my seniority with effective speaking is not as high as some of the other people on the slate. But I've been teaching online effective speaking, like we're doing right now, for about 3 years. It's about 30% of my my course. And before COVID, I always told my students, I said, I don't understand. The technology is here. I don't understand why we jump in a plane and we fly hundreds of miles to go have a meeting with somebody when we could have as an effective meeting virtually online. But the thing is that people are in such a habit of meeting face-to-face all the time. And it just wouldn't take off until COVID hit. And look at us now. This is all we do. And this has opened up the whole thing with regards to virtual performances, and everything's become more acceptable. The technology has become a lot better. Obviously, with UB Now and our platform, this is what we're trying to capitalize, is providing video and sound quality that is superior, so that if you have a kick-butt home theater system, you're going to have a great show in your living room in the comfort of your living room. So that's, but virtual is what's happening now. And, everybody's working from home. When we get back to normal, if we ever do get back to a normal, people will still want to do a good portion or some portion of their work virtually from home because it works. It's not that difficult. There are some do's and don'ts, but it's a lot of fun. And I've met some really great, interesting people. A lot of entrepreneurs that have some great ideas. A lot of and I talk about artists, right? They're the most humble. A lot of them are the most humble people that you ever want to meet. In my social media course, we have a project, and we get about 5 groups, people into 5 groups. So there might be 4 or 5 people in each group. And I tell them, I said, if you have your own business or you have your own project, use that and build your social media ecosystem around your project, your business. And I'm talking to this one group, and they're sitting there going, we really don't know what to do. None of us have a business. So I'm asking, okay, well, what do you do for hobbies? So one of the girls left out her hand and she says, I'm an artist. I said, well, what do you mean? What kind of artist? She says, I do paintings. I said, okay. I said, and what kind of paintings? She says, really big ones that I sell to companies. They put it in their lobbies and stuff like that. And I'm going, you got to be kidding me. I said, so where's all this artwork that you have? She says, it's in my parents' basement. I said, that's your project. I said, get out there, build your online presence, build your social media platforms, and start showcasing your work. She took out her phone and she's flipping through the photos of the work she's done. And it's brilliant. And I'm going, my God, this has to be out there online. And I said, you've already sold to some businesses, to some corporations. I said, this is a natural. So they made that their project. And that's her part-time business right now. So at least she's getting her work out there. And the same thing can go for artists of any type. Whether you're a musician or you're a comedian, regardless. There's the opportunity to do it, and we're here. We're waiting to talk to you.
This is a totally inspiring show. No, not only does Bob Dallas want to perform, but he wants to get a guitar exactly like the one Q has right behind him. Q, where did you get that guitar?
But before Q answers that, I got to tell you, we've done a lot of pre-testing in UB now, testing out our technology. And of course, we need a guinea pig. And Q has been our guinea pig. We have listened to him for nights upon nights, end on end, him performing for us. And the guy is really good. We've benefited by letting him entertain us from where he sits right now, and we just stream the sound and the video quality. Mind you, when he's just talking to the rest of the team from UB now, he doesn't look half as good as he does now. He really.
Hey! There's no reason to talk about that on air, MJ. All right, you had me, and then you lost me again. All right, this team is falling apart. Rob, you're also going to notice we have a 45-minute buffer before we start really getting comfortable with each other, and then the gloves are off, and we start just hanging out.
Guy, you should have been comfortable 7 minutes ago.
No, actually, the guitar is. This is an art form in Pakistan, which is called sticker art. So they put all the details in little stickers, and then they cut it out, and everything is made like that. And actually, this is what they use there on trucks. So it's a form of art in Pakistan called truck art, and I always thought that it would be really nice to kind of bring that to other instruments. I always felt that instruments like guitar and stuff, the way they are painted and stuff, they are not culturally relevant. They make them look really nice, but they play in a safe place. And so if you're just going on stage and you're just playing a guitar, it doesn't represent where you're from. So it would be nice to have different representation of instruments of all sorts. And so I had formed a small initiative, I wanted to get these type of instruments made and dressed up in a certain way. And I had formed a company and stuff, and I was just ready to show more and more examples of this. But then again, COVID hit, and I was not able to really promote it because they get made in different parts of the world, and it's impossible to move stuff around right now. But I had put up the website and everything, and I just wanted to start out with guitars. And it's called 49bculture.com, 49bculture.com. So it was just a passion project that I was just starting with, and hopefully it will see light of day. And I'll make sure to keep you informed, so Bobby Dallas can also rock it.
You know what? I'm about to throw something out there. We should do a duet on the guitar.
There you go. MJ, okay. You believe call now. Rob got to the point.
Hey, we have a question here from one of our musician friends over here. Michael Anger is all the way from England, from the United Kingdom.
Hey, Michael.
Question. He wants to know if you're going to play guitar with Bobby. No, that's not the one. I asked you that one. But do you sing and play guitar at the same time? That's what Michael's asking.
I do sing and play guitar at the same time, but I'm not what I consider an amazing guitarist. I think I'm a good guitarist. I can do. Thank you, MJ. Thank you. I think I can play well, but and I can have fun with it. I can create on it. But for those bitching solos and stuff like that, I think that I get in a session player if I really want something special, Otherwise, I try to handle everything myself, and that's it.
Wait till you play with Bob Dallas. He's gonna teach you a lot of things on the guitar.
All
the things you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I think I want MJ by my side for protection. Bob Dallas really gets out of hand.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get myself in trouble tonight. Hey guys, here's a toast, man. Hey, all the best to you to UB Now. What a great show.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Rob, for having us, man. And I hope everybody watching, any new people, they check us out at ubnow.com. And we had a good time, and we'll keep you guys updated on all the progress and stuff, and hopefully be able to talk about it.
You guys know the Canadian band Trooper?
Oh yeah.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
That's
so
right.
Have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. That's the whole thing, guys. We have about 2-3 minutes left. Oh my God, it went by so fast. You know what? What are pointers that you can give out to people out there? Let's say venues who want to become part of the UB Now network. What's the thing you can tell them?
I think the biggest thing for us right now, to be honest, as I mentioned before, is that we are in this phase where this is something new. Like our whole business model and the way we've planned it and the way we're approaching it is new. So we want feedback. We're welcoming feedback. We're welcoming conversations. We're trying not to be intimidating. We're just telling people, approach us. Let's open the conversation. We have certain ideas. We have ideals that we think will work best for everybody. But if anybody wants to come on and open a conversation and say, this is how we would like to incorporate what you have built with what I have, whether it's a venue, whether it's a label, whether it's a manager, we're open to those conversations. So reach out. Let's start talking, and let's see how we can all elevate each other.
Okay. Go to ubnow.com, press that big start button, and fill in the form, and we'll be in touch.
It doesn't sound very complicated. You know what? It's very inspiring, and yeah.
We've got Q. Q's a very simple guy. We can't have it complicated. Otherwise, it's over his head, right? Things got to be real simple with this guy.
You just have to leave with the jab. I get it. That's smart play. Well done.
With that 1 minute we have left, MJ, for those who are very nervous and have a hard time public speaking, as an effective speaking teacher, what's the advice you can give to these people?
A couple of things. First thing is visualize. Visualize your performance on stage, your presentation. Visualize the end of it when everybody's standing up and screaming and applauding. Visualizing performance is so key. The next thing is that when you get that knot in your stomach starting to form because you're nervous, start to breathe, but breathe from the belly. Get as much oxygen into your body as you possibly can. It actually, the psychological effect, it'll calm your body down if you breathe with your belly, not with your chest and heaving up and down, but your belly should be going in and out. It's amazing how it works.
Is that what you do before you go on stage, Q?
Well, that and just honestly, it's a little bit of like just jumping and getting the blood flowing. I never studied like the things that like MJ talks about that are very, very important. But I think that when you start doing it a lot, for me, it was always just like there's always a calmness, that you need to reach so you can just go on stage and just be you. So I try to get to that place, and then everything else falls in place usually, most of the time.
Guys, thank you so much for being on our show. Very, very much appreciated. We're grateful that you were on, and we hope that many artists are going to be signing on with you to be doing their concerts. And as I going to post the last comments that we have here, we're about to sign off. Stay tuned, guys. We have a big wine party coming up, and we got a contract to discuss, I believe, right?
Yes, of course. Of
Folks,
course.
we'll be keeping you filled in on this. So, guys, stay right there. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm just gonna sign off, and I'll be right back to you guys. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank
Good
you.
night, guys.
Thanks a lot.
There you have it, guys. That was our guest tonight. That was MJ Plebon and Qurram Hussain. He's a singer with the fusion band called Josh, and both gentlemen are part of the UB Now experience. Thank you very much to each and every one of you for tuning in. It was a great show tonight. Next week, I have another great show. It's going to be the Youth Week that we're going to be entering in the month of February. And to kick it off is our triple threat, Mr. David Marino, who is going to be our guest. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. God bless. Have a great week. And we'll see you again next time on Rob's Inner Circle. Ciao.